weren't taping at that point, but it was just really cool to get that close to the band, and we weren't even supposed to see them there.
That was just like amazing. We were all kind of, rubbing it into the other 3 flights the rest of the day.
The hotel life was kind of restricted. We all wanted to run around and be silly, but we weren't allowed. But by the time you got back to the hotel at night, you were tired. I mean, you had been tromping around the city for 12, 13 hours, and all of a sudden you come back and you're tired.
You couldn't get on the elevator, or else you had to wait for an hour, so you had to climb upstairs, and we were on the 6th floor. And so it was just we had to come upstairs every time, even after we were so tired from the whole day. We didn't get very much sleep because I was with 3 of my best friends, so we were just up talking the whole night.
I had 3 really fun roommates, and we had a lot in common. We were all good friends, so we had a pretty good time. We actually brought an Xbox with us, and the people in our pod also brought an Xbox.
We planned on linking the Xboxes together, but when we got there, it was a little more difficult than we thought. We actually jacked up the windows so we could throw a 50-foot LAN cable across the windows outside, and we played Xbox to the wee hours of the night.
The cruise was actually more fun than I thought it would be. I thought it would be kind of boring. It was a little cold. We ate and everyone was in there, and it was kind of cool because we had done a lot of stuff, but I hadn't seen anybody really who were on the other buses all that much. That day we got to all kind of hang out together, and it was nice.
I'd actually never been on a ship before. That was the funnest thing, to wake up in the morning, you've got the DJ blaring, and as the ship's going around, they let you know when all the major points are coming up, like the Statue of Liberty, and everyone runs up deck and we're all taking pictures. That was probably, next to the last day, the coldest day we were there, and you're staying outside, the deck for 2 hours and you're freezing like no other. And it was just amazing.
It was really pretty, and it was foggy though. It was really windy. We saw the Statue of Liberty, the harbor, and there's also the dance on board.
That was interesting. We got on the boat and it was a disco. I originally thought, everyone's just gonna sit here and eat. We all were up and, Congo lines. It was a double-decker boat. There were 2 DJs, one downstairs, one upstairs, and we were just going up and down, trying to see who had the better songs playing. The dancers, they played a jazz competition song from last year's, and we all did that dance. And it was a lot of fun for the morning. It was just an experience I'll never forget.
After the cruise, the whole band went to Ground Zero, and it was really interesting to see everyone's reaction to it. Everyone was totally silent. You just looked around at everything.
Seeing Ground Zero was pretty sad, but I was glad I got to see it because I felt like I needed to.
I think it touched everybody. There's a little fire station right across the street. And if you walk in there, there's a bulletin board. And that's basically all you need to know. And they've cleaned it up. They're ready to go on a new project. But it is moving, to say the least.
Across the street, there's a little church, hundreds of years old. And in that entire church, not one stained glass window broke. Only a sycamore tree fell. That was just neat to see.
The Empire State Building was really fun. Took an elevator up 80-something stories, and then my group, I guess, thought the quickest way to get to the top was to take stairs the rest of the way. When we got to the top, the view was amazing. That was the first time I saw the Star in front of Macy's, and it was just an amazing view of the river and the bridge and all of downtown and everything.
We went to the mall, but there weren't that many stores, so then we went to American Eagle and Victoria's Secret. It was 3 stories high, and we went to Express.
The shopping was definitely a different experience. I went into Macy's and our group